I see what you're doing there, Mashima. No. Stop right now and do not do that. Because that final line you put on this last panel of Fairy Tail, you said that Gray most likely is going to do that forbidden move. We all know what that is. That's Ice Shell. There is no way. Gray, do not do this. Because clearly what we could see from this chapter, okay, is that Deliora completely says he's immune to ice. And so, Ice Shield is technically an ice move if you think about it, and at the same time, it didn't work the first time around. So if it didn't work the first time around, it's definitely not going to work if Gray does it. We even get to see Deliora actually not even affected by his own magic. We clearly see that. And so, no matter what Gray does at this moment, especially with, ice, is going to work. I highly doubt it. I really highly doubt Ice Shell or anything can work against Deliora that's ice. And so, what we can see right here from this moment, okay, is that Gray has a tough decision. A big, big decision. And most likely it's going to hint at it next chapter. I mean, I don't think Mashima would write that there on the final panel of this chapter if he didn't want to use it, or he's trying to troll people, whatever. Mashima is known to troll people, but still, the thing I'm getting at is, if Gray does use that move, it most likely will be useless. Since Deliora escaped the first time, it's useless the second time around, because there could be something else we don't know about Deliora, since he's somehow immune to ice. Speaking of immune to ice, we find out why Deliora knows Demon Slayer magic. We know now why he does it, because he wanted to get resistance to ice itself, and at the same time, he was actually absorbing and eating Gray's magic. Yeah. And so Gray was completely rendered useless in this fight. He honestly was rendered completely useless, and Mashima did a good job. It just shows you the desperation Gray had in this chapter, and that's what I saw. For instance, you see a couple things I did not expect from Gray in this, and definitely Mashima has changed the tone of this chapter. I mean, the tone of Fairy Tail with these past couple chapters have been quite different, especially this arc, but this chapter had something else, more of foreshadowing. That's what I'm getting at, okay? As we all remember from the Magic games, Gray pretty much died and got brought back, and by certain means, okay? But with this, it looked like Gray was about to die for 1 second. We see, Gray just completely cut open with ice from Deliora, and I thought Gray was actually dead on one page. I think it was halfway through the chapter, and I'm like, I actually stared at the page. Not even continuing on, I was just staring at the page like this, like, I thought Gray really died at that moment, but he was fine. But you can tell he's taking wounds, he's getting hurt, he cannot fight Deliora, so what can he really do at this moment? That's the big thing right here. The only way I can see, technically, I guess, Gray winning is by running. That's the only thing right at this moment. Since he's by himself, he cannot win against Deliora. It's impossible. It really is at this moment. I mean, he was going to use rubble and different, buildings that was not ice, but he can no longer do that since Deliora can make ice too. And so, yeah, Gray is in a bad situation. Well, we actually see a character death for the first time in this series, like a major character death. That's the big thing here, okay? Mashima is known to troll about deaths. He is. We all know this. We've read Fairy Tail this long. We know he trolls deaths. But is he willing to kill off one of the fan-favorite characters of this series? Does he have the will to do it? And does he have the will to probably piss off a lot of people? Honestly, I'm a Gray fan. I like Gray a lot. He's a really good character, but at the same time, if he does die, I'll be upset, but it would be an honorable death. I mean, at the same time, if he does die, it'll definitely just shock all fans of Fairy Tail. It definitely would shock me. It shocked me when I first saw around that Mashima was about to kill him off, and I personally believe he was going to kill him off, but fans disagreed with it. So, overall, chapter is good. I like the chapter, what it does. Gray does some things that's interesting, especially jumping on smoke. That is something I did not expect from Gray. He was jumping on smoke with his ice. He was making ice when he jumped on freaking smoke. Kind of reminded me of One Piece a little bit with, like, Skywalk from Sanji. And that's really cool. I like that a lot. Overall, I'm impressed with these recent chapters of Fairy Tail. I really am. Usually I would not review a chapter of Fairy Tail because, they're good chapters. I love Fairy Tail, but there's nothing really I want to review. But these recent chapters, I just cannot help but review them because of how amazing it has been. This is definitely by far one of my favorite arcs I have read of Fairy Tail, besides the Tower of Heaven arc. Seriously, this is starting to become one of my favorites just because the way it's building up and that character development for Gray. And we're also getting to see Juvia, a little bit of Juvia this chapter. Most likely Juvia is going to try to save him. That's why I could see most likely happen in this situation. Juvia can use water. Maybe she can unfold the ice to help out Gray. I don't know. It could be possible if Juvia uses water, unfolds the ice, and she does it quick enough, Gray can use some form of debris to attack Deliora with. But still, I highly doubt even water can help at this situation since Deliora can freeze everything. So, it depends on where it goes. Honestly, it's a good chapter. Really is. And it's just amazing how we just have this entire chapter focused on this fight, and at the same time, it just looks so amazing. It does. And speaking of looks amazing, Mashima, man, your artwork is getting good. I mean, God. Did anyone not see the artwork in this chapter? I mean, damn. That looked good. Like, Gray. That artwork, man. It looked like something you would see in, like, a monthly manga. That's how good the artwork was in this chapter, and I love that. Mashima, man. You're a fucking beast. I'm going to say that once again. You're a fucking beast. So, anyways, everybody, tell me your thoughts about this chapter of Fairy Tail. I mean, do you feel like we might have a character death of Gray? I mean, it seems like it's pointing towards that with these past couple things, but like I said already in this review, Mashima trolls, so we don't know. We really don't. Would you be fine with Gray dying, everybody? Please let me know in the comments below. I mean, do you support a major character death? Do you feel like it would shake the very foundations of this series if a character was to die like Gray? Let me know in the comments below. I love all of you so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.